Okay, ready to get it cracking, Nessa? Oops, hang on. Oh, got a message all of a sudden just came out of nowhere. There you go. All right, what's going on, guys? Jayson Slade with WIXX. We got a special guest on the Zoom chat with us right now. How would you like me to refer to you? I mean, could I just say that you are one of the biggest social media influencers right now that's also a singer? Like, you are a person of all talents, it feels like. Nessa Barrett on the line with us. What's up?
Thank you. Oh my God, hi.
Hey, Lottie Die is, and this is no joke. I told our music director, Otis Day, I'm like, this was like about a month ago or so. I'm like, this has got to be without a doubt my favorite track that we're playing right now with you and Jaden. Love the track. Such a remindance of like Evanescence. Like, it's got so much flavor in it. It's really hard. A lot of people say like this is a really a dark song lyrically, but it's a song that everyone can get into. Let's talk about the song real quick. When you were writing it, was that coming in retrospect from a dark place that you were dealing with at that time, or is that something just kind of like people around you, or just kind of you finding your groove with what's going on in your life right now between social media? Now you're doing the singing. You just moved out to LA not too long ago, right? Because you're from the East Coast.
Yeah. So like I'm from New Jersey and I've lived there my entire life. And I'm sure everyone that moves to LA at some point in their life knows that it gets a little bit dark. Not like too dark, but like come across like some I'd say some like challenges that comes with it. It's a different atmosphere, and like in like the entertainment business and like the music industry, there's a lot of things that like I've dreamt about as a kid, and like being able to be where I am right now, but overlooking the negative stuff that comes with it. And I think that's kind of what I wanted to do with Lottie Die, was just to shed light on the negative parts of fame and LA itself, and like kind of what it's like um, in like Hollywood, and like just like kind of like being famous at a young age. I wouldn't say that I'm famous, but I kind of have a little of a taste of it, and so it's hard. And when I was young and always like wanted to be a singer and dreamt about this shit, it's like I never would have thought about, all the people that would hate me and all the nasty comments that I would get, like constantly, getting like dirty looks in public. Like there's just so much stuff that comes with it. But yeah, it's hard, and I think a lot of people don't really notice that until they're in it. And I think that's kind of what Lottie Die was all about.
How important have your parents been throughout the journey for you? You talked about the nasty comments and dealing with a lot of people more and more every single day, knowing who you are by face, social media and all that. Because I know your dad, it seems that you're really, really close to your dad. So I would imagine he's been a huge inspirational help throughout your journey. What has he said, or what has he done, or what have you guys talked about personally that's kind of helped gear you towards the journey and getting used to the fame and fortune that comes with what it is that you're doing right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because like I talk about my dad all the time in my interviews, because like he really was like the first kind of reason why I was like born into music almost. And we don't really have a great relationship right now. We don't really talk at all. So I really haven't really had any like advice or like help from him. Is I mostly my mom. I've talked to my mom quite a lot, and she just kind of reminds me of the person that I am, rather than what the people like, rather than the person that everyone's saying that I am. And she just reminds me to always have a good heart and stay humble and grounded, and not worry about what everyone else thinks, and just do whatever makes me happy. So yeah, I think my mom's been an amazing support system. But yeah, I mean, I owe like a lot of my musical, I don't even know what it is, to my dad, but we just don't really talk. At, yeah.
Well, let's talk about Lottie Die. When that song was written and you get ready to get into the studio and record it, and Travis Barker was part of the project, was it always planned that there was going to be a feature on it like Jaden, or was there original plans to just kind of let it just be you and Travis and do your thing that way?
Yeah, I mean, originally it was just a single, just mine. And it was my third song that I was releasing, and it was quite different than all the other songs that I've released. The vibe was different. We kind of jumped in that like punk rock type of uh space for um that song, and it was like so amazing because I always wanted to make music like that, but it also was very different than anything that anyone has seen from me so far. So I had a meeting with my A&R and like my team, and we kind of thought it would be a really cool idea to have a feature that would help, like that's already in that space. So it's kind of like a when worlds collide type of vibe of a song, and it would help like make that transition with the feature that's already in that space. And the first person that came to my mind was Jaden because we were already friends, and we went to the same studio together, and like we would like sometimes even like record songs with all of us before Lottie Die that like are just like unreleased. And so I was like, Jaden's in that world, like he works with Travis, like he's like kind of like setting that like new like punk like era right now in the music industry. And I thought he would be a perfect fit, and so I mean we asked him and he said yeah, and he got on it the same day that he was brought the opportunity, and it was insane. But yeah, I think that Jin was a perfect fit, and I'm very happy that it was I had a feature on that song rather than just me on it.
Has Travis Barker talked to you personally about how important these projects have been for him? And just because when I think about this, like you're talking about one of the greatest drummers of all time,
Yeah.
everyone knows his work. Everyone knows Blink 182. And how has that been for being a part of the new generation of nucleus that he's been working with between you and Jaden and Willow Smith? Just being reintroducing, people everywhere know Blink 182, but be reintroduced to a whole new generation through that type of sound. How's that been for you being a part of that nucleus and being able to work with him personally?
I mean, for me, it's been unreal, like so surreal, just like thinking that, Travis is on one of my songs, and that like I've got to work with him because he's so incredible. Like I've been listening to Blink since I was in middle school. And like it's just like crazy, like thinking back to the times when I was in like my bedroom, like in New Jersey, like singing I Miss You by Blink, like all the fucking time, to now having him on my song, I think is insane. But he's just such a dope guy and such an incredible person that it doesn't really like feel like it's Travis Barker anymore. Like I see him as a genuine human being because he's so down to earth. So but it's just so dope, and he knows what he's doing. Like he is incredibly talented, and um he just knows how to make a song that's great perfect. And it's just so cool to see the transition of Lottie Die before it dropped as when Travis started like adding his touch on it. It was crazy.
Your social media, do you know as of right now to a T how many followers you have between TikTok and between Instagram? I'd imagine that every single morning if you wake up, you've got a ton of notifications. It's hard to keep track. It's like because I see 6 million on TikTok, then I see 9 million, then I see 1.5, 2 on Instagram. Do you know personally exactly how many followers that you personally have?
I mean, right now I have no idea. I know I have a handful of them, but the thing is that like I I'm just like never in it for the numbers. I don't really care about that stuff, and like it's kind of like weird just thinking like how much I blew up on these social media platforms just because I never really tried to, it wasn't ever a goal to like get as much clout as I could, gain as many followers as I wanted. I was just being myself, posting as like a normal teenage girl. And luckily for me, it kind of went in a really incredible direction. I was able to like do so much with it, and it's like I was just blessed with like so much. But yeah, I mean, like I never really cared about my numbers, and I couldn't even tell you. I think I have like, so I don't know. I know what I have on Instagram. It's like 5
Well,
million.
I tell you, let me ask you this, now that you've gotten to this level and there are a few more people on the outside that you work with now, once you get to this point, do you still have 100% complete control of your social media? Or do you have kind of like a team that's there to just kind of filter out certain things and just have a more of a control? So, I mean, I don't know. Explain to me how that works once you blow up to a certain level. Now you're with a major record label, and how does that work in terms of your own personal control of your social media accounts?
No, yeah. I mean, it's crazy when it comes to like the whole control thing because like I am so like hands-on with everything that I do. Like I am a part of everything that my name is slapped on. When it comes to my songs, like my music, my social media, my posts, everything like that, it's all me. And I have fought for so long to keep that control and that like creative direction and all of that stuff. So yeah, I mean, I don't post everything, but I'm behind everything that's posted, if that makes sense. I will post me, um sometimes you know, it's just like hard for me to be on social media as often as I was before because of all the hate. So I do
Okay.
have that's like that posts for me most of the time, and I'm able to be like, hey, I want this posted, and I just send it to them and they do it for me, you know. Or say they're like, hey, like, you want to post this on your Instagram, they'll send it to me and I'll be like, perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But like it's that's basically like how it is. But yeah, everything I have control over, you know. I can say yes or no, but everything that's
Yeah.
posted, it's like, oh, I want to post
Nice.
this. And then sometimes I'll just like lay in my bed at like 3 in the morning and like go through my camera roll and be like, oh, this will look cute on my feed. And I just quickly download Instagram real quick, post it at 3
Nice.
a.m. But yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about Nessa Barrett in the next phase real quick. Let's talk about, because Lottie Die, that's a smash. That's been knocked out of the ballpark. What is the next project? I was told that it's top secret, but what little bit can you tell us about the next project?
I hate that it's top secret, but it is top secret. But yeah, I have a single coming out June 25th. So I am super, 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 super excited about that. And then I do have an EP coming out by like the end of this summer. And that is the I don't know, it's just so like special to me. And I think it's gonna be the most personal piece of work that I'll ever put out there. And uh really just like the only music that I'm gonna have out until then that's like the most me, if that makes sense. I
Right.
like it's just like my entire like heart and soul is in my EP, and we've worked so hard on it, and it's incredible, and I'm so excited. But yeah.
Well, we definitely look forward to it. Nessa Barrett, everybody, joining us with 101 WIXX. Thank you so much for hanging out. Social media, if you're looking to get in touch with her, she ain't hard to find. Just type in Nessa Barrett, right? No matter all the platforms.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks, Nessa. Take care.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, you too.
Thanks, Des. See you, Jace.